Have you ever felt a chill run down your spine, remembering the moment the Titanic sank into the icy depths? James Cameron's 1997 masterpiece was more than just an unforgettable love story. It became a cinematic legend, etched into the hearts of millions. But behind the dazzling world of Jack, Rose, and the film's iconic characters lies a reality far more haunting. Real-life tragedies, fallen stars, buried secrets, and lives shattered, much like the doomed ship itself. In this video, we'll look back on the turbulent lives of some Titanic cast members who have passed away, honoring their legacies and uncovering the stories that linger behind the legend. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's go! Gloria Stewart as Rose Dawson Calvert. Gloria Frances Stewart, born July 4, 1910, was a seasoned Hollywood actress who made a luminous return at age 87 in Titanic, 1997, portraying the elder Rose Dawson Calvert, the living bridge between past and present. Her role earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress, turning her into a symbol of the enduring power of classic cinema. But beyond the spotlight lay a journey filled with hardship. Gloria was a rising star in the 1930s, but her strong political convictions and activism led to her blacklisting during Hollywood's anti-communist witch hunts. For decades, she was shunned, lost roles, and lived quietly, channeling her passion into crafts, decoupage, silk screening, and bonsai. Her personal life bore its own scars. Her first marriage to sculptor Blair Gordon Newell fell apart due to emotional distance. Her relationship with her daughter Sylvia was strained, partly due to long absences and political commitments. Known in Hollywood for her outspokenness, Gloria wasn't afraid to denounce sexism and the exploitation of actors. Many respected her. Some feared her. They called her the flame that couldn't be put out. In 1984, she battled and overcame breast cancer, but in 2004, at age 94, she was diagnosed with lung cancer, even though she had quit smoking long before. She fought the disease for 6 more years before passing away on September 26, 2010, at exactly 100 years old. Her estimated net worth at the time was $5 million, largely from Titanic. But her true legacy lies in her resilience, indomitable spirit, and the timeless beauty of a woman who never stopped believing in hope. Bernard Hill as Captain Edward John Smith. Bernard Hill was born on December 17, 1944, in Manchester, England. At 53, he left a powerful mark as Captain Edward John Smith in Titanic, 1997, the steadfast commander who chose to go down with his ship, embodying tragic nobility that audiences never forgot. But Bernard Hill's life mirrored the complexity of the roles he played. After his iconic portrayal of Captain Smith and later King Theoden in The Lord of the Rings, many expected him to ascend into global stardom. Yet, his perfectionism often stood in his way. He was known to walk out of auditions if the script didn't meet his standards, and once delayed an entire production over a dispute about a costume seam. Directors respected his talent but hesitated to work with someone so uncompromising. As his career slowed after its peak, Bernard also faced personal sorrow. He had a son and a daughter, but his bond with his son was strained by his rigid personality and prolonged episodes of depression. In later years, he led a quiet, withdrawn life, retreating from the spotlight and settling near the Suffolk coast. No more leading roles, no more battle cries, just an aging artist beside the sea. His health gradually declined, and on May 5, 2024, Bernard Hill passed away at the age of 79. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at $8 million, mostly from blockbusters like Titanic and The Lord of the Rings. Bernard Hill remained a man of regal bearing, a captain, a king, and an artist, devoted to perfection until the end. Bill Paxton as Brock Lovett. Actor Bill Paxton, born May 17, 1955 in Fort Worth, Texas, was one of the most memorable faces of 1990s Hollywood. At 42, he portrayed Brock Lovett in Titanic, a cold, obsessive treasure hunter chasing the heart of the ocean, who unintentionally unlocks the buried grief of history. His role served as the gateway to the entire story, with Paxton's haunting, contemplative eyes leaving a lasting impression. But behind the scenes, his life was riddled with quiet tragedy. Despite standout roles in Aliens, Apollo 13, and Twister, and being beloved for his down-to-earth charm and Texas drawl, Hollywood never fully gave him the leading man status he deserved. His directorial debut, Frailty, underperformed at the box office, and studios quickly turned their backs. Off-screen, his marriage to Louise Newberry faced challenges, strained by rumors of infidelity while he was away filming. Paxton suffered from a rheumatic heart condition since childhood, an illness many thought dormant, but which returned with devastating consequences. On February 14, 2017, he underwent open-heart surgery in Los Angeles. A day later, an emergency second operation was required due to severe arterial damage. His condition worsened rapidly, and on February 25, 2017, Bill Paxton died from a stroke caused by post-surgical complications. He was 61. His sudden passing shocked the industry and triggered a high-profile lawsuit from his family against the surgeon and Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, accusing them of using risky techniques and abandoning him in a critical moment. In 2022, the lawsuit was settled privately. At the time of his death, Paxton's net worth was estimated at $40 million, earned through more than 3 decades of work in film, TV, and directing. David Warner, as Spicer Lovejoy. David Warner, born July 29, 1941 in Manchester, England, was a British actor known for his tall, slender frame, piercing eyes, and an uncanny ability to embody dark, menacing characters. In 1997, at age 56, he played Spicer Lovejoy in Titanic, Cal Hockley's cold, loyal valet whose menacing presence heightened the tension between love and evil aboard the doomed ship. With a gaze as sharp as a blade, Warner etched himself into viewers' memories as the aristocratic pursuer no one could forget. But behind those memorable roles was a life shrouded in shadow. Warner began his career on the Shakespearean stage, trained at RADA, and was once a renowned Hamlet. However, ongoing struggles with depression and mental health frequently derailed his career. His first marriage to Harriet Lidgren lasted just 3 years, reportedly strained by jealousy and controlling behavior. Warner avoided the media, rarely gave interviews, and built a reputation for being distant and enigmatic off-screen. He lived quietly in his later years, sharing his life with actress Lisa Bowerman, who had collaborated with him on Doctor Who audio projects. Few knew he had been battling cancer, a diagnosis he kept secret for 18 months, even from close friends. On July 24, 2022, just 5 days before his 81st birthday, David Warner passed away at Denville Hall, a retirement home for actors in London. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at $10 million, earned over 6 decades in film, television, and theater. But Warner's true legacy wasn't monetary. It was the haunting, complex artistry he brought to every role, reflecting the very depth and darkness within himself. Bernard Fox as Colonel Archibald Gracie. Bernard Fox, born Bernard Lawson on May 11, 1927 in Port Talbot, Wales, was an actor with a charming aristocratic persona and quick wit. But beneath the mask of elegance lay a life filled with startling contradictions. In 1997, at age 70, he portrayed Colonel Archibald Gracie in Titanic, embodying the refined grace of a British gentleman amid the chaos of one of history's greatest disasters. Yet in real life, Bernard Fox's path was more erratic. Born into a theatrical family, He took the stage at just 18 months old. But behind the glitz of television success was a deeply conflicted life. During the 1960s and 70s, while starring in shows like Bewitched and Hogan's Heroes, colleagues often complained about his inappropriate jokes and unwanted advances. Though his marriage to Jacqueline Fox lasted until his death, it was described as ceremonial at best, marked by long periods of distance and emotional detachment. Worse still, Bernard struggled with severe alcoholism. In 1982, he lost a lead role in a major TV series following a scandal at a hotel. Despite his on-screen image as the lovable Brit, behind the scenes, Fox was known as a double-edged man, charming on camera, but irritable, impatient, and volatile with fellow actors. Some directors refused to work with him due to repeated disruptions caused by drunkenness or outbursts. At the time of his passing, his net worth was estimated at $3 million, accumulated through more than 4 decades in film and television, often playing eccentric Englishmen, like the cheeky Dr. Bombay or the quirky Malcolm Merriweather. On December 14, 2016, Bernard Fox died of heart failure at Valley Presbyterian Hospital in Van Nuys, California, aged 89. His death marked a quiet farewell to a man who once lit up the screen, but couldn't escape the cracks in his own reflection. Leonardo DiCaprio as Jack Dawson. Leonardo Wilhelm DiCaprio, born November 11, 1974, in Los Angeles, California, is widely regarded as one of the finest actors of his generation. He rose to fame in the early 1990s, but his career-defining moment came in 1997 when he played Jack Dawson in Titanic. Just 23 at the time, DiCaprio brought to life a penniless artist who won a ticket onto the doomed ship, becoming a timeless symbol of love and sacrifice. The romance between Jack and Rose aboard the luxurious Titanic, ending with Jack's heartbreaking death in the icy waters, became a defining moment in cinematic history. That image of Jack followed Leonardo for decades, elevating him to global stardom but also placing immense pressure on him. Behind the glamour, Leonardo's early life was marked by struggle. His parents divorced when he was just a year old, and he grew up in a rough neighborhood surrounded by crime and addiction. He once admitted he might have followed the wrong path if not for acting. Early in his career, he was swept into Hollywood's party scene, experimented with stimulants, and showed signs of emotional burnout after Titanic, overwhelmed by sudden fame. Romantically, DiCaprio became known for dating supermodels like Gisele Bündchen, Bar Raffaelli, and Camilla Morrone, but has never married. He's been criticized for only dating women significantly younger than himself, fueling a reputation as an ageless bachelor reluctant to commit. In 2016, Leonardo finally won the Academy Award for Best Actor for The Revenant, a triumph nearly 20 years in the making. It was a crowning achievement in a career defined by constant reinvention and artistic intensity. As of 2025, Leonardo DiCaprio is 51 years old. He remains deeply involved in environmental activism as the founder of the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, which has donated hundreds of millions of dollars to conservation and climate initiatives. He's still single, still acting, and still one of Hollywood's most powerful figures. His net worth is estimated at around $300 million, earned through blockbuster films, endorsement deals, and real estate investments. He owns multiple homes in Los Angeles and New York, as well as a private island in Belize, where he is developing an eco-resort, perhaps his ultimate legacy beyond the screen. Kate Winslet as Rose DeWitt Bukater. Kate Elizabeth Winslet, born October 5, 1975, in Reading, England, is one of modern cinema's most talented and resilient actresses. In 1997, at just 22 years old, she skyrocketed to global fame as Rose DeWitt Bukater, a rebellious aristocrat, aboard James Cameron's Titanic. On the ill-fated ship, her character fell passionately in love with Jack Dawson, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, forming one of the most iconic romances ever seen on screen. But few know that the very film that made her a star also left behind painful scars in real life. During the grueling Titanic shoot, Winslet endured extreme conditions. She nearly drowned, suffered hypothermia, exhaustion, and countless bruises. Instead of basking in her newfound success, she became a target for tabloids, which mocked her appearance relentlessly. The cruel jabs about her weight triggered a long battle with body image insecurities. She once described the filming experience as a nightmare, and criticized Cameron for his ruthless directing style, which left her with lasting psychological wounds. Her love life off-screen was no less turbulent. Winslet went through 3 failed marriages with Jim Threppleton, director Sam Mendes, and now lives with her 3rd husband, businessman Edward Abel Smith. Despite the emotional toll of these relationships, Kate emerged stronger each time, raising her 3 children with unwavering strength. Her daughter Mia Threppleton is now an actress herself, having appeared alongside her mother in I Am Ruth. Nicknamed the Queen of Emotional Roles, Winslet has shined in films like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, The Reader, Revolutionary Road, and Mayor of Easttown. Her characters are often deeply flawed, aching, rebellious women, portrayals that consistently move audiences to tears. She has won an Oscar, BAFTA, Emmy, Golden Globe, and even a Grammy. In 2025, at age 49, Kate Winslet remains healthy and active in the film and television industries. She continues acting, producing, voice acting, and championing causes such as autism awareness, anti-bullying campaigns, and body positivity. Her estimated net worth stands at $65 million, earned through acting, endorsements, and numerous awards. After more than 3 decades in the spotlight, Winslet still defies Hollywood beauty standards and expectations with unmatched strength and integrity. Billy Zane as Caledon Hockley. Billy Zayn, full name William George Zayn Jr., was born on February 24, 1966, in Chicago, USA. He entered cinematic history at age 31 with his portrayal of Caledon Hockley, the wealthy, arrogant, and abusive fiancé of Rose in Titanic, 1997. Cal became the embodiment of cold, upper-class entitlement, willing to sacrifice anything to maintain his status. It was a role so loathed and captivating that audiences couldn't look away. That performance should have launched a flourishing career, but Zayn's real-life trajectory followed a different course. After Titanic, his career stalled. Industry insiders described him as overly controlling, frequently interfering with scripts, and prone to outbursts, earning him a reputation for being difficult to work with. The spotlight faded quickly despite his roles as the superhero The Phantom, a guest star in Twin Peaks, and voicing the villain Ansem in the Kingdom Hearts video game series. Zayn's personal life was equally rocky. He was once married to actress Lisa Collins and later engaged to Chilean actress Leonor Varela. Both relationships ended. His most turbulent romance was with actress and model Kelly Brook, a media-fueled saga of jealousy, dramatic breakups, and reconciliations that finally ended for good in 2008. Eventually, Zayn found stability with American model Candace Neal, with whom he shares 2 daughters, Ava, born 2011, and Gia, born 2014. The couple is now engaged. In 2025, Billy Zayn is 59. He remains active, occasionally reappearing in supporting roles, commercials, and TV series like The Boys and Devil on Campus, The Larry Ray Story. He is now a director at the production company Radioactive Giant and pursues painting, exhibiting in select art galleries. Billy Zayn remains a haunting name in the story of fame, an actor who once touched the peak of stardom only to descend into near obscurity, leaving behind a legacy as both a cautionary tale and a figure of enduring fascination. Frances Fisher as Ruth DeWitt Bukater. Frances Louise Fischer, born May 11, 1952 in the UK, was 45 when she portrayed Ruth DeWitt Bukater in Titanic, Rose's mother, a character steeped in class anxiety and social ambition. With a voice laced in fear and sharp judgment, Fischer brought to life one of the film's most complex and unforgettable figures. But like Ruth, Frances Fisher's personal life has been shaped by isolation and unseen heartache. After Titanic, her career continued across both film and television, with standout roles in Unforgiven, House of Sand and Fog, Watchmen, and Resurrection. But behind the successful facade were years marked by personal loss. At just 15, she lost her mother and took on the responsibility of raising her younger brother. As an adult, she endured a painful split from Clint Eastwood, the father of her daughter Francesca, amid rumors of betrayal and abandonment. Raising a child alone left her emotionally isolated. She once confessed, "No gentleman calls anymore." Though she briefly dated George Clooney and a few co-stars, Fisher chose to remain single from 2011 onward, focusing instead on her daughter Francesca, who has also become an actress. In 2025, Frances Fisher turns 73. She is still alive and active in the arts, both on stage and screen, while passionately advocating for social justice causes. Despite a life filled with upheaval, Frances Fisher stands as a symbol of a woman who refuses to break, retreat, or stay silent. Kathy Bates as Margaret Molly Brown. Kathy Bates, born Kathleen Doyle Bates on June 28, 1948 in Memphis, Tennessee, was 49 when she portrayed the outspoken, fearless, and kind-hearted Margaret Molly Brown in Titanic, 1997. Her role as the unsinkable Molly Brown offered a warm ray of humanity amid the film's sweeping tragedy, and in many ways it reflected Bates's own unyielding spirit. An Oscar winner for her chilling performance in Misery, 1990, Bates was never the traditional beauty Hollywood favored. As a result, she was often typecast into eccentric or emotionally heavy supporting roles, a reality that once led her into depression. She openly spoke about feeling abandoned by the industry simply because she didn't look the part. In 2003, Bates faced a devastating blow when she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Nearly a decade later, in 2012, she was diagnosed with breast cancer and underwent a double mastectomy. The ordeal disrupted her career and led to the development of lymphedema, a rare and debilitating condition. Refusing to be silenced by illness, Bates transformed her pain into advocacy. She became a global ambassador for the Lymphatic Education and Research Network, using her story to raise awareness, even testifying before the U.S. Congress to promote funding and research. During the 2010s and into the 2020s, Bates made a powerful comeback. With daring roles in American Horror Story, she won multiple Emmy Awards and solidified her reputation as a fearless performer. In 2002, she shocked audiences with a nude scene in About Schmidt, shattering Hollywood's ageist norms and earning a standing ovation for her raw, honest portrayal of older women. In 2024, at age 76, Bates began starring in CBS's new Matlock series. Despite rumors of retirement, she denied them firmly, saying she hopes to play the role for many more years. In 2025, she added to her legacy by winning a Critics' Choice Award for Best Actress in a Drama Series. Now 76, Kathy Bates remains active in the arts and medical advocacy. With an estimated net worth of $32 million and an unmatched legacy, Kathy Bates is not just a performer, she is a survivor, a fighter, and a voice for resilience. Jonathan Hyde as Joseph Bruce Ismay. Jonathan Hyde, born Jonathan Stephen Jeffrey King on May 21, 1948 in Brisbane, Australia, was 49 when he played Joseph Bruce Ismay in Titanic, 1997. At the peak of his theatrical maturity, Hyde embodied the White Star Line executive whose pride and misjudgment played a role in the disaster, a portrayal that evoked both scorn and fascination. Off-screen, Hyde's life has been just as complex as his character. From Shakespearean stages to Hollywood sets, he gained a reputation not only for his intellect but also for his temper. He was accused of bullying younger co-stars, publicly mocking inexperienced directors, and even walking off a project over what he deemed a shallow scene. His controlling work style and tendency to flaunt his knowledge led to strained relationships and alleged blacklisting by some American studios. Married to opera singer Isabel Buchanan since 1980, their marriage has stood the test of time, though it hasn't been without rumors of fleeting affairs during Hyde's international tours. His relationship with daughter Georgia King, now a successful actress, was also reportedly tense, particularly after she surpassed his fame in television. As of 2025, Jonathan Hyde is 76 and still alive. He primarily resides in the UK and remains active in theater, occasionally appearing in select television roles. With an estimated net worth of $10 million, Hyde leaves a legacy as a masterful portrayer of power, both on stage and off. Victor Garber as Thomas Andrews. Victor Garber, born March 16, 1949, in London, Ontario, Canada, is a seasoned actor known for his versatility across theater, film, and television. In Titanic, 1997, at age 48, he portrayed Thomas Andrews, the ship's chief designer, with a quiet dignity, capturing the heartbreak of a man witnessing the failure of his greatest creation. Garber's performance left a lasting emotional impact worldwide. Yet behind the calm composure lay a more complicated figure. A Broadway veteran, Garber was often referred to as a silent master of control. Rumors circulated that he manipulated behind the scenes, steering projects according to his vision and sometimes creating tension during rehearsals. Though outwardly courteous and collected, colleagues, especially younger ones, sometimes described him as distant and emotionally impenetrable. Garber's personal life remained private until 2013, when he publicly came out as gay, a move handled with the same calm grace that defined him. He had quietly shared his life with artist Rainer Andresen since 2000, and the couple married in 2015 in Canada. Their enduring relationship stands as a symbol of commitment and quiet strength in an industry known for volatility. Living with type 1 diabetes since age 12, Garber has managed the condition throughout his life while maintaining an intense work schedule. His credits include Alias, Legally Blonde, Argo, and superhero series like The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. In 2025, Garber is 76 and remains active in his craft. His net worth is estimated at $25 million, but his greatest value lies in the respect he commands in the industry, not through spectacle, but through steady, quiet excellence. Susie Amos as Lizzie Calvert. Susie Amos, full name Susan Elizabeth Amos, was born on January 5, 1962, in Oklahoma City. She began her career as a Ford model before transitioning into film. In Titanic, 1997, at the age of 35, she played Lizzie Calvert, the granddaughter of Rose Dawson. Though a supporting role, Lizzie was a vital character, serving as the emotional bridge between past and present in the film's narrative arc. But it was behind the scenes of Titanic that Amos's life took a dramatic and controversial turn. During filming, she and director James Cameron began a romantic relationship, even though Cameron was then married to actress Linda Hamilton. The affair quickly spiraled into a media scandal, labeled by tabloids as a backstabbing romance, and ultimately leading to Cameron's highly publicized divorce. In 2000, Amos married Cameron, officially stepping into a new chapter of her life. After their marriage, Amos retired from acting and embraced a role behind the scenes, building a reputation as an eco-queen alongside her husband. She co-founded Muse School, a pioneering institution for plant-based and renewable energy-focused education. She also launched Red Carpet Green Dress, promoting sustainable fashion at the Oscars, and authored the plant-based diet book OMD, praised by Oprah Winfrey. Yet, behind the spotlight, whispers of discontent emerged. Former employees from her nonprofit ventures alleged that Amos maintained a strict, overly controlling environment, leading to high turnover and internal tension. Her family life has also had its share of drama. Together with Cameron, she has 3 biological children and adopted a teenage friend of their daughter in 2020. They reside in New Zealand on a regenerative agriculture farm in Wairarapa, where they aim to revolutionize livestock practices globally. However, Amos once admitted to keeping cattle during the pandemic due to labor shortages, despite her advocacy for plant-based farming, highlighting the complex realities behind her ideals. As of 2025, Susie Amos is 63 years old. While she no longer acts, she remains a prominent voice in environmental activism. Her estimated net worth is around $30 million, earned partly through modeling and acting, but largely through joint ventures with James Cameron. In the public eye, she represents a blend of sacrifice, controversy, and quiet influence, a woman standing beside one of Hollywood's most powerful directors. The legacy of Titanic and its cast remains etched into cinematic history, but the real-life stories behind those faces often carry as much heartbreak as the film itself. Share your thoughts in the comments, like, and subscribe to discover more untold stories from behind the scenes. Who's your favorite Titanic character?